to What She Said Sports, the midday break. I was having a late, wonderful lunch. The best ham and cheese sandwich. And the word sandwich is not enough to describe this deliciousness of this gourmet ham and cheese sandwich that I was having for lunch. Um, but I had to wrap that up because this is good. This is good. So we talked about on Lunch and Stream series for What She Said Sports that the tide seems to be turning. How people who were negative about Shedeur Sanders initially, even when he got to Cleveland, had nice, wonderful things to say. He was raised right, having a Hall of Fame father, prepared him for this. It's a positive for Shedeur. But I still heard a little pot shot at Coach Prime, but we're not going to worry about that. Then I heard a GM on Pac-Man Jones' show echo same sentiment. Shedeur Sanders will be the best QB in the draft. And Cleveland is going to get the S show, which is basically trying to negate either Shedeur's celebrity status or the prime effect that goes with Shedeur or the Shedeur effect. Whatever it is, they try to seem to want to negate, saying it's a lot that comes with it. A lot. It's going to be a show in Cleveland. Cleveland's going to get it. You're going to see. So we talked about it on Lunch and Learn that are you referring to the prime effect? Are you trying to say that the prime effect is a show? Are you trying to say that having a Hall of Fame father comes with a lot and the prime effect is a lot? So here we go. That's two. So now we have three. Shedeur Sanders can start in Cleveland. Will start in Cleveland. Said by none other than Colin Cowherd. If you paid attention during the draft, Colin Cowherd, who, by the way, has Tom Brady as a podcaster, he has a playlist called Tom Brady. Colin Cowherd has been openly critical of Shedeur Sanders during the draft process, questioning his temperament. If he can remain calm under pressure on the football field. What? Is he ready? Questioning his readiness. See, the readiness and the temperament should sound familiar. The New York Giants. He's not ready. He wasn't prepared. Colin Cowherd lifted and repeated it. His temperament. Oh, he's arrogant. He's cocky. Well, you heard that. The combine. After February 20th. Colin Cowherd again lifted it and repeated it. And now, suddenly, Colin Cowherd is the third person, analyst, person closer to the situation than we are. Oh, Shedeur Sanders can start. So what is bringing on this about face? Things that we already knew. He was raised right, Kevin Stefanski. Yes, we know. The GM on Pac-Man Jones show. He's going to be the best QB in the NFL. Thank you. Not a surprise. And now Colin Cowherd. He can start in Cleveland. Right. Which is why they were going to draft him at number 2. And then on about March 31st, did what? After the owner, Haslam, said what? We took a big swing and missed with Deshaun Watson. And before that, NFL insider, media person, Matt Schefter said what? He was certain. He was pretty confident they were going to pick a quarterback at number 2. He was confident. Before the owner of the Cleveland Browns came out and said we took a big swing and missed with Deshaun Watson on March 31st. It's reported on March 31st, on or about. Then let's go to April 2nd, after the owner makes the comment. They took a big swing and miss with Deshaun Watson. The same NFL insider, media analyst personality, said what? Well, now I'm not so sure they're going to take a quarterback. So you can pinpoint when they were going to take a quarterback and when they decided not to. So on or about March 31st. So with that being the case, Cleveland pivoted from Shedeur, having secret pre-draft process with Dilla Gabriel, and everybody hating on him all at once, right? And now that he's in Cleveland and been robbed of $70 million at the number 2 pick that they traded away to Jacksonville when they could have had Shedeur or Travis. Now everybody wants to say what we already knew. He was raised right, so it wasn't his temperament. He's going to be the best QB in the draft, the best QB in the NFL, right? Which is why we said he should have been number 1. But we understand why you want him to be number 2. Because if Cam Ward was going to be the 16th black QB in the draft, going to the Titans, you didn't want it to be Shedeur at number 16. Because see why? If Shedeur would have been number 16 going to the Tennessee Titans, and then Cam would have been number 17, which makes the majority of the black starting quarterbacks, the QB1s, comes in at 17, not 16. You needed a story. And I talked about this. So you fabricated a story. His temperament, his readiness, all things that Colin Cowherd criticized Shedeur openly for after it was lifted from the combine where he was called cocky, but Jackson Dart had his hat on backwards, but he wasn't cocky. His readiness was questioned after what? The New York Giants defamed him and said that he wasn't ready. His mom asked, where's the evidence? Now it's not the interviews. Now the head coach of the New York Giants is backing away from those comments. Everything is gone silent. Nobody's talking about the prank anymore. Nobody's talking about the Ole Miss sweatshirt prank caller being held accountable. The NFL being fined for sending out Shedeur's phone number to 2,000 people who did not need to know, a data breach. Nobody's talking about that. They want to make it seem like that was a year ago. Oh, that's in the past. Leave that in the past. So now when he gets to Cleveland, he got to come in, put his head down and work. Nothing's going to be given to him that's lifting the entitled comments, again, from the New York Giants about Shedeur, and Cleveland is now practicing it when Barry has his first press conference about Shedeur. So after minicamp, when nobody, not the 3 million fans and followers that Shedeur already has, none of us are surprised that Shedeur balled out in camp. That's what we expected him to do. And then when they were Cleveland was pursuing Shedeur before March 31st, when the owner came out and basically was like, we took a big swing and miss with Deshaun Watson. We got to clean that up first before we get a quarterback at number 2. That's where the change happened. So before the change, before they realized in 2025 that they had Deshaun Watson's contract since 2022, they were going to get Shedeur. They knew when they were pursuing him, because we heard Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski both say it on the record. We spent an extensive amount of time with Shedeur Sanders. And Shedeur Sanders' interview today, he talked about his 30 for 30 taking place in Cleveland. He thought he was going to Cleveland. And Cleveland was pursuing Shedeur until Haslam made the public comment about the quarterback that they already have contract from 2022. That's a problem. We got to fix that first. So let's switch it on up. But they kept meeting with Shedeur. So all of the hate for Shedeur was never warranted, because now he can start in Cleveland. Now he was raised right. There were people on the record in the media that said he was misguided. He should have had an agent to do what? to try to fight off the defamation of his character? No, he need a lawyer. You don't need a sports representation agent when people are defaming you. You need a lawyer. So now after camp, well, we all see what we already knew, that Shedeur was gonna go in there and ball out. And they knew it too, because what did Barry say? Oh, we spending an extensive amount of time with Shedeur Sanders. He's gonna come in here and work hard. So why be so condescending on his Welcome to Cleveland video when yet you were so engaging and warming and welcoming to Dylan Gabriel? So who next will be the person to do the about face? Will it be the GM, Andrew Barry, who was quite condescending, keeping up the nothing will be given to him as if he asked for anything? So everything that the New York Giants said about Shedeur, entitled and entourage, his I guess he's unprepared, what everything that the media used to basically tear down his character. And then after the draft, they used it in the draft. I don't want that entitled so-and-so, because that's what Boomer Esiason told us. That's what they used to collude against him, or at least that's what they want to stand behind. So now we go to Cleveland, nothing will be given. Oh, he's entitled too. Oh, okay. So y'all want to keep that up. But then after camp, oh, he can start. No longer is his readiness an issue. No longer is his ability to handle pressure on the field an issue. No longer is he entitled. He's a hard worker. Having a Hall of Fame father has benefited him. So here's the last thing they're stuck on. Entourage, a lot, show, media circus. Oh, it's going to be a huge media circus that we're concerned about with Shedeur Sanders, especially if he's a backup. So did they think making Shedeur Sanders a backup was going to prevent his brand power to continue to grow? Did they not check all of his social media accounts and notice there's about 3 million people out here who are interested in what goes on with Shedeur Sanders when it comes to football? So essentially, they could have inherited that. But what they tried to do was treat it like it was nothing, use it against him to try to say, he's not our guy. He's not good enough. Remember the paragraph that I outlined with the Sharpies in different colors? Nobody cares who your pops is. Nobody cares who your dad is. When he gets inside of an actual NFL locker room, he's going to have a culture shock when he walks into a building and see what it's really like. Shedeur Sanders grew up around the NFL. So who will be the next media personality, former GM, coach to suddenly have a first-round grade on Shedeur when nobody had a first-round grade on Shedeur? To come out and say what we already know. Shedeur Sanders is elite. He can start in Cleveland. What they're not saying is he should have been a top 5 draft pick. And somebody owes Shedeur Sanders, the NFL owes Shedeur Sanders $70 million. Because there was a collaborative effort to tear him down. And now, after they publicly humiliated and pushed him down to the 5th round, and Andrew Barry said it, we were just going to see how low he goes. Now, suddenly, he can be treated with respect. Now, suddenly, he was raised right. Now, suddenly, it's a benefit to have a Hall of Fame dad. Now, suddenly, he can be the best quarterback in the league. Now, suddenly, he can start in Cleveland. Miss me with the BSery. Give that man his money. $70 million at minimum. The NFL owes Shedeur Sanders. And the media should probably pay up too, because they aided and abetted the NFL and publicly humiliating Shedeur Sanders, even on the NFL network, as late as today, saying that Shedeur Sanders didn't get his jersey number while proudly displaying Travis wearing his 12 from Colorado and stating that Travis is wearing the 12 from Colorado, proudly displaying Cam Ward in minicamp down with the Titans, proudly wearing the unretired number 1 that Warren Moon gifted him, alongside Shedeur Sanders wearing a 12 because he didn't get his jersey number. Because when you're a 5th round draft pick, you don't get to choose your jersey number. Trying to insinuate that because he was colluded against and pushed down to the 5th round, that means he's not elite. That couldn't be further from the truth. Just because I'm a 5th round pick doesn't mean I'm not elite. So the plan is backfiring. There's a reason why there's already 3 people who were openly critical of Shedeur Sanders using defamatory language from the New York Giants coaching staff and possibly higher up. Is now suddenly complimentary. So y'all know my motto. Let's see what happens next. We shall see. Thank you for watching What She Said Sports. Be sure to join our daily live stream and listen up to What She Said Sports on the go on Spotify.